Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style. Today I have a question from Kim who says, I lack the confidence to trust my own judgment on style. Seems like I'm always trying to balance between comfort and what looks great, and I'm not sure when I get it right. It doesn't help that I'm often asking my husband, who would say, you look great even if I was wearing a potato sack. I need to learn to trust myself. Have you got any tips on doing this? So confidence is something we get from actually doing things. From trying and, succeeding on small baby steps. So think about improving your style as something you will do in baby steps a little bit every day as you get dressed every day anyway. So there's really three major things I think that go into style confidence. The first is knowing what works with our body. So it's what works with our body shape, proportions, variations, all the bits and pieces that go into creating body harmony. So when we look in the mirror, we go, oh, this actually works with my body. And that's often the place people start when they come to me. And I know it was the place I started when I started being interested in style, because when I was young and I remember I'd, either sew something and I'd spend hours making it and then I'd put it on and I think, oh, I look terrible. And I look really big compared to the photo of the woman on the sewing pattern who looked beautiful in the garment. And I remember thinking, what is it about my body that doesn't work with this shape? And then I'd sew something else and it would work. And I'd go, so this works and I look good, but this other thing doesn't work. What is it? So I know I started in body, and I know many women do too, where they feel like, well, I've tried all these different clothes and styles and I figured out a few things that work. And I know I used to, once I'd figured out, a pattern that worked, I'd repeat that in different colors and patterns. I try other things and go, oh, no, this is terrible. Why is it that it makes me look bad versus somebody else can look really good and who is apparently the same size as me? And this is where often we can think, well, then there must be something wrong with me. It's just that style of clothing doesn't suit, but we need to understand why. So this comes down to understanding what suit those physical elements for us. What is in harmony with us? Really, we're thinking about how do I harmonize with my body? Then there is things like colouring, so which colours actually suit me and make me look alive and vibrant and healthy versus which colours, suck the life out of me. I always remember when I was about 16, I had this mustard yellow jumper, sweater if you're in America, and every time I wore it, people would say, are you feeling okay? And I'm thinking, I'm feeling fine, but why is it that every time I wear this that people ask me if I'm feeling okay? And it wasn't long after this that I found the Colour Me Beautiful book and I read through it and I realised that I had cool colouring, and no wonder that mustard yellow jumper was making me look ill. It was not the right colour for me. So, so the colours, the styles that suit our body. So we want to think about, what suits our physicality, because then we're cutting out 3/4 of the stuff out there, because there's just so much out there. It can be completely overwhelming when we're trying to make style decisions when we do go shopping, and we don't know if we can trust ourselves because we just don't have that style education. We're not taught it at school, and most of us are not taught it growing up. Then we have what I call your style recipe. So thinking about, how do I want to be perceived by other people? When I walk in the room and people go, there's someone, Imogen, for example, or there's Kim, if it's you, she's always fill in that blank. What is it that you want people to think about you? Is it that, and this is where there might be some sort of word or words that come to mind for you. So what is it that you want people to pick up about you as a person? Who are you? And this is where personality comes in, and understanding how your personality influences your style choices as well. I know Jill Chivers often talks about how her style, she wants it to start a conversation. That is part of her personality, and she wants her clothes to start that conversation. Not everybody wants that. As an introvert, I don't want to start a conversation with everybody I bump into on the street. So, I don't have that same need. So we all have different needs, and that is down to personality. So I want you to think about, what's my personality and how can I express that through my style? And this is something we dive into in my 7 Steps to Style program, because there is actually a correlation between personality traits and style. And once we understand what ours are, it becomes so much easier to make these choices. And I think the thing is, when we're lacking confidence, it's because we don't know how to make the choices. We're overwhelmed. We walk into a store, there's so much stuff there. We've got sales assistants who, we don't know if we can trust, because are they just trying to sell us something, whether or not it looks good, or whether or not it's us, because they don't know who we are. So this is where trying things out is really good as well. And this is why taking, daily outfit photos is a wonderful thing to do, because you can start to analyze a little bit more objectively if an outfit is working or if it is not. So this is why kind of trying something different every day, experimenting, getting to grips with your body shape, body proportions, body variations, your coloring, all those things, getting those physical elements, getting the personality elements, and then putting together the style recipe. That is how you want to be seen, how you want to, express yourself through your style, because that is a great reminder when you're getting dressed to say, is this saying what I want it to say? Will people be reacting to me in the way that I want them to? And this is why I developed my Evolve Your Style program, because often with style confidence, it comes with a little bit time, practice and patience, and sometimes a bit of feedback. And in my Evolve Your Style program, you can get feedback from both myself and my personal stylists who I have trained, who are in the program and helping you with advice, plus all the other members who also are on the same style journey, because it takes you just by the hand and does a little bit every day to help you find your style, to find that confidence. And I really see it normally within 14 days. It's a 30-day, it's a month-long kind of program, but honestly, normally by day 14, there is a huge difference to people's style, and they're starting to feel so much more confidence because they are trying things out and they're experimenting and they're seeing what works and what doesn't. And this is where that value of the photos is, because we can actually see more clearly what is working and what is not. So if you are feeling unconfident, a lot of it is to do with not having the style education you need, and then not, being a bit too scared. Often what we do is we then just hide in baggy or oversized clothes, or just wear the same thing every day, even though it's not something we particularly love. Or we think that there's some magical item in the shops that's going to one day fix all our style woes, when in fact, none of those are the answer. The answer is actually getting the style education and starting to experiment and try different things and discover what really works for you. So if you are, thinking about, well, how do I get that confidence more quickly? I do recommend joining something like Evolve Your Style, because it is going to help push you through that much more quickly. And really, it's a very small thing every day, but what it does is make you a bit more conscious. And there's a lot of little back things behind there as well, but it helps you think about your style in new ways and become more confident with your style. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.